Let's take a look into this. Is Satan omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent? Is he all-knowing? Is he all-powerful? Is he present everywhere? Yes, that's what we're going to look through today. I'm Rick Raymond, the master of all generations. Actually, it's like a question we've been asking ourselves. The way Satan is tormenting people through deception is making people suffer. It's making people think maybe he's powerful. Can he be omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent? Like how God is? Actually, people ask themselves that question. Like severally, people want even how powerful maybe he is. But let me tell you the secret you've not been knowing all over around. Satan is not omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. These are the reasons why he's not. All those three things I've told you. If Satan was all-knowing, he could have not accepted the crucifixion of Jesus Christ to happen, because that was the biggest mistake. That's the biggest mistake he made. He wouldn't have allowed the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, because the crucifixion of Jesus Christ was the bringing back of all the humanity to God. But he didn't know what will happen in the future after crucifying Jesus Christ. You'll ask how Satan crucified Jesus Christ. This is how it happened. Satan is a spirit. So Satan being a spirit, he cannot come physically in the physical world and operate. So the way he operates is by possessing or entering, manipulating human beings and work through them and start acting his will. Like you'll see how furious the people who crucified Jesus Christ were. They were very furious, very annoyed, but annoyed over what? There was nothing they could get annoyed of. So it was actually Satan who was annoyed at that extent, because people were already possessed by Satan. You could see how people were unstoppable, were very eager to kill Jesus Christ. An indication that the forces that were acting behind them were not of godly, were devilish forces or demonic forces acting behind them to lead to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Now, take a look at this. These people, where they crucified Jesus, there was even the robbers, the thieves who were on the cross. But these people were very ready, at least to get one thief or to forgive one thief, and they crucified Jesus Christ. That's the extent of annoyance these people had. But if you ask yourself, what was the nurse about? Nothing they could tell. Nothing they could tell. Actually, it was Satan who was annoyed with Jesus Christ, because he knew Jesus Christ was the king. Like he had wanted to kill him from the first day he was born, when his star was seen. So Jesus was still following him. But little did he know, because he doesn't know what happened in future, because he's not all-knowing. He did not know that when he crucified Jesus Christ, or the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, will lead to the end of his kingdom, will lead to the end of his rule. So he's not all-knowing. Actually, God showed him that he's above him. He knows he's the one who's above everything. He's the one. He's the master of wisdom. God showed him in that, by hiding that wisdom from him, that he's the master of all wisdom. He knows everything. He's the first and the last. He's the topmost by doing so. So, another extent to show that Satan is not omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Satan is an angel created by God. So he's still under God. It's God who permits him to do whatever he can think of doing. Actually, God would have allowed Satan to be killed even in heaven, because Satan was defeated in heaven by an angel, a fellow angel, Michael, who defeated him and pushed him on earth. Meaning that Satan was defeated in heaven and was pushed on earth. So there, it was even possible for God to give a decree of killing Satan, but it's him who allowed Satan not to be killed, who permitted Satan not to be killed. So still, that shows that God is still powerful, is more knowing than Satan. Again, another extent is this one. Job chapter 1 verse 7. Satan is roaming everywhere. And then here God asked him, where are you coming from? And then Satan is like saying, I'm roaming to and fro of the world. Meaning that when Satan moves, he leaves where he has been and moves to another place. But this is not the way God moves. When God is from here, he's still here. When he has reached somewhere, he's still somewhere. Like God is everywhere, but Satan is not everywhere. So when Satan is moving, he leaves where he has been and go specifically to a place. Meaning that for him when he's moving, for him Satan when he's moving, he moves wholesomely, but is not aware of what is happening behind him. You understand? Yeah. And actually, if he was all powerful, all knowing, huh? If he was all powerful, all knowing, then he would have created his kinds of human beings, but has never created any kind of human being. Like, he cannot even imagine the technology God used to create human beings. The technology is still above him. He still wonder up to date. He still learn about human beings, but has never understood. That's why even up to date, Satan doesn't know the judgment day. He doesn't know when the judgment day shall be. But he knows the judgment day is there, but doesn't know specifically which date shall be the judgment day. Even angels, all the angels like him, doesn't know. It's only God who knows. Meaning that all wisdom still goes back to God. God is still the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. He's everything. And nothing can stop him. So you guys, we fear Satan, yes, but he's not all that powerful. No, he's not all that powerful. He's powerful, yes, to some extent, but not all that powerful. He has some extent where his powers are limited.